guys, the main common tendency we're going to be talking about here is not poaching off of a very good drop. If you don't have any sort of offense from the kitchen line, this would be a great source of offense, and this would be a great source of pressure with taking the monkey off your back and finding some different tools with using a shake and bake play from the baseline. I would say some of the main tendencies kind of under this is the old textbook way or the old myth that says, hey, you always have to stay together, never disconnect, never drive, never look to have any sort of offense from the baseline. We're obviously starting to see a huge shift of racket sport athletes come in the game. They're driving more aggressively, they're dropping more aggressively. And then with that drop being so aggressive, it would make sense that their partner capitalizes and looks to crash and kind of be super offensive with the poach off of that drop. So just focus on recognizing when the drop gets down or recognizing when your partner's drop gets dialed in. And then you should be thinking to yourself, hey, can I be poaching off of this ball trajectory? Or can I be disconnecting early? Can I be looking to crash off of their drop? But always kind of base it off of your partner setting the tone to that play by getting their drop down.
Yeah, I think the problem starts, with people who really buy into the idea of, this is your side and this is my side. And they may understand that, as your partner hits a good drop, it makes sense to start coming forward. I think most people understand that. But when you see that drop isn't just good, but it's great, it's down in the red zone, it's really challenging location for the opponents, that's when you need to be taking a more centralized path and looking to say, okay, screw my side or yours, I'm looking to enhance the great drop that my partner just hit by making that target smaller for our opponents. Okay, guys, so got a little fun poaching drill that we're going to be working on here. Again, we want to talk about how do we enhance maybe the drop for our partners if that's a really, really good drop. So I'm going to be the teacher. Tyson's going to be the student here. We're going to start out with Tyson just kind of in mid-court, short, more in that transition zone here. I'm going to give him a very cooperative feed, and he's just going to execute an easier third shot drop, trying to get it down for me here. Now, his goal after he plays that is, so as the teacher, I'm going to be cooperative here. I'm always going to try to envision that I'm going to take this low ball and go cross court with it to his imaginary partner. I'm trying to keep his partner back. What Tyson's looking to do is if he sees that drop gets down, and when he sees my eyes shift from him and up to looking down at the ball, that's when I no longer have control of where he's at on the court. That's when he's going to need to change his movement to, instead of just coming forward, he's going to take a more centralized angle step over and cross and cut that ball off in the middle, okay? So here we go, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna feed Tyson. Tyson's gonna execute a drop towards me. The moment that he sees my eyes look down at the ball, he knows I'm not gonna know where he's at. That's when he's gonna look to make his move on that centralized path. Here we go. Boom. And watch what Tyson does. Right as I'm about making contact with the ball, you'll notice he's not just darting off, but he comes to a split step every time. What that does is when he's totally stationary, he's ready to make a move one way or the other. If he does not control his momentum and he's still pitter-pattering forward, if I go back behind him or move him around directionally, he's going to round his corners and he won't be as efficient. So the moment that he sees me about to make contact, he's up, but he's split step. That way he can go either direction. Here we go. Very nice, very nice. Another.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for Ka to kind of look at small picture, hitting my drop. Okay, but there's value in me getting up, being a little quiet, and then splitting and getting kind of in his vision right as he hits his fourth. If he looks at me, even better. If he's looking at me as the ball's down there, it's probably a good sign. He's probably not going to hit it clean. Now, if he can be looking at me and put it back behind me on a dime, that's the toughest play in the book. So kudos to him. Plain and simple, I'm looking to get up, time my split, get in his vision a little bit, and then make that move at the right time. But when I get up, I'm finding my most athletic self, using my shock absorbers, and then looking to be quick with my first step as I poach. Take a look at some of the best poachers in the game. Riley Newman, Ben Johns. Take a look at Kelly Smith. They're very aggressive and they're very quick with their first step as they explode into the poach. So If you want to be very efficient on that poach, think about exploding, and then also too, think about being fully committed. I think there's a lot of people who teeter with the idea of wanting to go, but never actually make the commitment. I think you may surprise yourself if you trust your partner's drop a bit more and slide middle a bit more, and just don't be afraid to take a big piece of the court and fully commit on that poach.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing too is, people always ask, what are we giving up? And Tyson referenced it. We are giving up a ball where I would see that he's going and I go back behind him. But let's watch this for a little bit. So Tyson, get in position. And if I go back behind him, but I float it a little bit, watch what he's still able to do. Here we go. So he's not overcommitted to the poach until I make contact with the ball. Now, if I were to put that low and behind him, yes, that would probably be the shot that he's giving up, but it's pretty difficult to do, especially if you don't know whether your opponents are or are not poaching in real time.
I think what Kyle's trying to say here too is that you have more time than you think once you split. I think people that are not as comfortable with their poach tend to leave home way too early. People that are very comfortable with their poach get here, they can sink in, they can see big picture, and then from here, they're looking to make that adjustment and then open up that step.
Tyson can cover from that split step position anything over to here, out of the air and higher, or anything over to here. It makes the court very, very small for me to be able to get outside of his poach. There's really just a few short angle shots either side that he does not have covered, but in that instance, his partner would be able to be there. Nice. Try to get a little more over to the angle. I like it. Okay, guys, fun little poaching drill that we have for you here. This is probably the most athletic poaching drill that we will show you. I'm gonna be the teacher. Tyson will be the student. He's gonna be all the way back at the baseline. I'll be at the kitchen. I'm gonna feed him a nice cooperative ball. He's gonna work on that third shot drop, and when he gets that down, he's going to look to poach and look to cut that ball off in the middle. So Tyson knows once he gets that drop down in my red zone, I'm forced to look at the ball and not him or his partner and where they're at on the court. So if I'm trying to keep the team back, I will often be going cross where his partner is. By him cutting across the middle, he can actually cut that angle off and turn defense into offense with one swing. Let's have a look. Let's show how it looks. Here we go. So I'll be feeding to Tyson. He's gonna play a drop to me. Boom. Again, I'm looking at the ball. I know that he played the drop. I'm feeling him come forward. So what I'm looking to do is get the ball away from him. He knows that's my tendency. And when he sees it low enough, he can take that extra risk and cut the angle off. There we go. Boom.
Don't miss it.
And notice how when Tyson is split stepping, he's not usually making it all the way to the kitchen line when he has that first split step. But even though he's in the transition zone, look how he can take that step directionally to the middle, but also directionally forward and cut that angle off.
And my partner would gladly appreciate me making the move, cutting in the middle and taking a ball in green as I'm poaching versus them getting stuck at the baseline. Now they're taking a ball in the red zone. Okay, so you can take care of your partner and you can give them a nice little token by just being aggressive off of their drop.
Absolutely. And guys, so this is the best we could do with the drill. A lot of times in real match play, the person who will be poaching will not be the person hitting the drop. So it will allow you to get a little bit further forward more naturally in real gameplay. But for the purposes of this, we wanted to still be able to show you that even if you're split stepping in mid-court, you can still put a lot of pressure on your opponents. Sorry, the ball. He earned that error by making my target smaller. Very nice, very nice.
Main focus is looking at my ball trajectory, understanding that it's getting down, gaining real estate right as he makes contact, finding my most athletic self, and then making a big stride and fully cutting over to take that ball in the middle.
Yep. Very nice.